Oh no, interest rates are on the rise. There's wars around the world. What is going to happen? Is the market going to crash? Are we ready for the bubble to burst? Are you ready for the bubble to burst? If so, you better watch, because we're going to talk about that today. Hi, my name is Jamie Eklund, and I'm a realtor here in the beautiful state of Colorado. On this channel, we talk about all things Colorado related. We talk about real estate, we talk about cities, and we talk about the neighborhoods. If these things interest you, then give me a call, give me a text. I'd love to talk to you more about them, or you can follow my channel. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell notification to be notified next time I post a video. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Now, I get calls from people all the time asking me what life is like here in Colorado. If that's you, if you are thinking of moving to Colorado, I beg you, give me a call. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to answer any questions you have before you get here and potentially make a very large mistake. Now, Colorado is very diverse in lots of ways. And so I'd like to help explain some of those things to you so that you can make the best decision possible. All right, so today we are going to be talking about the most popular question that I have been asked in the last 7 years, and that is the bubble going to burst? Is that you? Are you asking that question? If so, this is for you. And everything I'm saying here, obviously, is my opinion. But it's my opinion after I have spent the last 7 years researching the real estate market, owning real estate in the real estate market, buying property in the real estate market, and helping buyers and sellers do the same thing. And my opinion is this. Here in northern Colorado, no, there isn't a bubble. Housing has gone up substantially, and we had a long ways to go. Oh, it was pretty low. You could buy a property, and a fairly nice one, for $150,000. Today, I can't sell you a cardboard box on a vacant lot here in Greeley for $150,000. So yes, property has appreciated substantially, but that doesn't mean it's a bubble. What we saw in 2008 was some shady lending practice, appraising practices, and realtor practices and builder practices. A lot of things that wasn't good. Now, most of those, I'm sure not all of them, but most of those have been taken care of. Regulation has come in and made sure that they're being overseen better. So that we're not seeing the same thing as we saw back then. Now, we are starting to see interest rates rise. Now, it's June 2022, and interest rates are above 5% for a 30-year fixed loan. And that seems really high to a lot of people because it was earlier this year 3%. And I get it, it's perception. It does seem quite a bit higher. But 3% was crazy low. And so 5% isn't crazy high. The first house I ever bought was 6.25%, and I was pretty happy with that. So we need to hold that into perspective. And I know the argument is, well, but housing is quite a bit more expensive. And you're absolutely right. It is quite a bit more expensive than it was back when I first started buying houses. That being said, is that going to cause the bubble to burst? I don't see how it will. It will cause, and we're starting to see that, the market to soften, the market to slow down. But I'm talking slow down. I'm not talking bubble burst. I'm saying it takes me 2 to 3 days to get an offer on a house instead of 2 to 3 hours. It is still a very much a fast-paced seller's market right now, even with interest rates above 5%. We are going to start seeing some changes, and it's going to start with the properties that have smaller buyer pools. So you're going to look at patio homes and condos and high-priced properties. Those properties there are fewer buyers for, and so those are going to start slowing down, and we've already started to see that. And then that's eventually going to work its way down to the rest of the properties. But it could take a few years to really fully realize the slowdown on all price points. And at that point, we've entered into a stable or a level market. It's not a buyer's or a seller's market, it's balanced. That's a Goldilocks period of time, because you can still buy and sell property, you're still doing good investments, and it's not as crazy on either front. So it's really a good place to be. That's what we're headed into, and it's going to take us a few years to get there. And then we probably will see the market dip down below where it was at that point. Now, is it going to get to the price point that it is today? Well, depending on the price points you're talking about. In property here in Greeley at $500,000, I don't think so. I think it probably won't even get down this low again. It's going to appreciate, it's going to level off, and then it'll go back down, but it probably won't go back down lower than this. That's just my opinion. That's what I see happening and I foresee happening. So that is why I don't think the market is going to crash. The other thing that we have to take into consideration is this, especially in Greeley and Loveland and Fort Collins and Windsor in this area, Johnstown, Kersey, all these places. We have a lot of people moving here. We have people moving here from out of state because you can still buy a really nice property for a good price here. And those people, they're coming to the table with cash, or a lot of cash at least. And so interest rates don't really matter to them. If you're not taking a loan, who cares what interest rates are? Because it doesn't have any factor to you. We're also seeing a lot of people move from Denver or Boulder into this area as well, because they have a lot of equity in their house there, and they can turn around and buy a house. I have a few clients right now that are buying a house for cash because they sold theirs for such a high price. And those people are going to continue to do that for a while. So it's going to continue to drive the prices up, especially the prices in 500 and below in this area. It's going to keep driving those prices up because there's still demand. And now what interest rates have also done, which will keep demand, is they've also eliminated some supply. Because now the people that are living in that $500,000 house, they're not buying that $700,000 house because they can't afford it because interest rates are too high. So now it's slowed the top end down a little bit more, but the bottom end is also going to get more pressure because now that $500,000 property isn't going to get on the market. And so we're seeing this happen right now. It's a bit of a tension, but it's a tension that's driving prices higher that's not necessarily causing a bubble to burst. When I get asked that question from people, I ask them another question in turn. And that question is this: what would cause the market to plummet, the bubble to burst? Usually I can't get a good answer. Now there's factors, don't get me wrong, there's factors out there that I don't understand, where you have the war in Ukraine, you've got some of the political environments, you've got all, pandemics and things that, who knows, anything could happen and it could cause the market to plummet. But from the factors that I see, I don't see a factor that would cause a bubble to burst. And so my advice to buyers is we need to stop being so afraid of it. And we need to also ask, if it does burst and I've got a stable job, then why do I care? I mean, sure, if I would have waited 2 years, I probably could have bought a property a lot cheaper. But I'm still in a house and I still can make the payment. So what does it matter? So my advice to you is this: buy a house, live in the house and enjoy the house. Make sure you don't buy such a large property that you can't make the payments. Make sure you keep working hard at your job and keep bringing in money to make the mortgage payment. And if those things happen, we shouldn't be so worried about the bubble bursting because it'll be okay either way. Now, I know everybody's situation is different. And so if you still have questions, give me a call, shoot me a text, an email, whatever. I'd love to talk to you, and I'd love to see how the changes I see in the market could affect you specifically. And I'd love to help you make the best decision you possibly can.